Last night, Fusion on tour began, and it was off the stinking chain. Our small group, the Media Experiment, decided to adopt a single mom over at Studio 6 on Pleasant Hill, and she had no idea that we were going to pay for a week of her rent. And we were actually able to collect enough cash to not only pay for a week of her rent, but also give her some pocket money to use for groceries or whatever else her and her family needed. She was a single mom. She had two daughters. We called up Studio 6 during the day and asked if they had any families that needed help. And the mom, her name is Loretta, she had actually just asked for an extension because she couldn't pay her weekly rent yesterday at noon. So it was totally awesome. The Lord just totally hooked us up with that. And not only did we pay for a week of her rent, not only were we able to give her extra money to use for groceries, whatever she might need, but our group also split up into smaller groups, and those smaller groups were responsible for adopting the family for an afternoon or dinner or lunch or whatever, for the next week and a half. So we have 4 or 5 different groups who are going to be spending time with the mom and her two daughters. They're 7 and 9, and one of them actually has a birthday next week. And so some of the girls in our group decided to throw her a birthday party. They thought that would be fun, so that's awesome. But another cool thing that happened last night was that totally wasn't planned. We before we left Studio 6, I went back in to just talk to the front desk clerk for a little bit, let her, know a little bit more about who we were and why we were doing what we were doing. And I gave her our small group business card and told her that we were with Fusion and with Victory World Church. And she asked where Victory was located, and I told her it was off of Brook Hollow. And she said that within the past week, she had driven by with a friend and wanted to go in to see if there was service, but she didn't notice any cars in the parking lot. So they actually got held up at the light, and while they were at the light, the car in front of them had a Victory bumper magnet on the back. So they called the number on the bumper magnet, actually were able to get back to the church and meet with one of the pastors on staff for a little while and just talk with him and just kind of share with him their situation. And he was able to pray with them before they left. So not only did God totally hook us up with someone that we could just bless very generously, but he also hooked this woman up. Like, he's totally just showing her that he's after her heart. And she's new to the area, just moved from North Carolina, doesn't really have a whole lot of friends here or a whole lot of connections. And so hopefully she'll be able to come out to a small group or to a weekend service. So we're totally stoked about what God is doing and what he's going to be doing through this Fusion on tour this summer. And we can't wait to see how things progress with the single mom and her two daughters over the next couple weeks.